Well, it was quite the scene in Harvard Square recently. Hundreds of fans waited in line to meet the author of the popular book series Bridgerton. Digital producer Riley Rourke spoke to Julia Quinn about her success at Lovestruck Books.
So my favorite character to write is actually Lady Danbury.
Why?
Because she has no more you-know-whats to give. And for the people who haven't read the books, in the book she's a little bit older and less of like in charge of society, more just there and just saying what everybody wishes they could say.
So how does it feel to be back near, you graduated from Harvard with a degree in art history.
I did.
How does it feel to be back near your alma mater?
So it's really exciting. It's certainly an interesting time to be a Harvard alum. I just attended Alumni Day, which had incredible speeches. But the other thing is it's super exciting to be here at Lovestruck Books, because when I was an undergraduate at Harvard between 88 and 92, you could not get romance novels in Harvard Square. And in fact, it was so hard to get a romance novel at the Coop that I actually remember which titles I was able to get at the Coop. Like, I can remember, because I was so excited I could get one. So I would have to go to MIT to get my romance novels because there's a Walden Books at Kendall Square Mall.
What titles were you able to get?
I was able to get something by Catherine Coulter, who's still writing, and Eva Ibbotson, who's not even really a romance novel, but she had this wonderful book called A Countess Below Stairs, which I absolutely adore, and I got that at the Coop. And those were the only two books I could get at the Coop.
That's insane that there would only be two, and now there's a whole romance bookstore.
There's a whole romance bookstore, and I am told that the Coop does have my books now, so that's very exciting. I think romance novels are important for a few reasons. I think one is that for some reason in our society, we don't elevate or celebrate the idea of reading for pleasure.
Yeah.
For some reason, we think reading needs to be hard. And I don't understand it, because we get seeing like art house films and Marvel, you know, and we celebrate both of those things. But somehow people think like, if it's a book, it must be hard. It must be improving. It must be something that I could write a paper on. And I love the idea of reading for pleasure, for fun, because it gives you happiness. And it doesn't mean it has to be a happy book, because for some people that's what they want, but reading just for enjoyment. And that is what romance novels do as a whole. They are books that people read for enjoyment, and I think that's fabulous. And then romance specifically, though, again, it is something that celebrates a happy ending, and it celebrates all of our rights to seek a life of happiness and joy. And again, that's something I think our society hasn't really celebrated in art. We elevate the edgy and the tragic and all these things when it comes to our awards and what we review and what we talk about. And again, I'm here for all those edgy things too. I watched Succession. I watched, of course they're all escaping me now. I mean, I like all these things, but it's really important to have art and have messages in popular culture that tell us all that we all have a right to seek happiness and love.
And if you missed Julia Quinn, she will be back this fall at the Boston Book Festival.